And yeah, I did just kind of implicitly accuse you of bestiality there, didn't I? But hey, at least I didn't accuse you of being a pedophile. That would have been a step too far, right? You know, I find it so funny how Ellen Coast got so butthurt over Boo Boo calling him a pedophile when she never even actually called him one. But even if she had, what the fuck difference would it make? I mean, people have been calling each other pedophiles on the internet so often for so long now that it's basically a fart in the wind at this point. It's as if Boo Boo called Elkie a motherfucker and he was all like, "How dare you accuse me of incest?" Fucking hell, dude. I mean, if someone called me a pedophile, I'd probably just sit there and go, "Oh yeah, well, you're a necro-pedophile, that's right, you like to have sex with dead kids, you're a disgusting freak, why do you do that? Why do you go around raping dead kids? I mean, it's bad enough that they died so young, you can at least let them have some peace, but no!"
Oh, you mean life keeps fucking you in the ass even after you're dead? Oh, never ends, it never ends!
But hey, if you're really so against people calling each other pedophiles, then why don't you go bugging Mendham for a while? I would love to fucking see that. Oh wait, you did, didn't you? Yeah, you made another one of your fucking abysmal rap videos about Gary, and the only reaction you managed to get out of him was this little comment spat here. Now Patrick, you're about as thick as a fucking pyramid, so you probably didn't catch how Gary basically made a complete ass out of you here, so let me break it down for you. You are not only ugly as an aardvark's ass, you're really dumb too. But this was a nice tribute, so we will let your ignorance slide. To which you responded with, "Oh yeah, I'm honored, welcome to the Shangi channel, you weak-ass bitch." And then you followed that up with, "And who you calling anyway, sport?" I guess you meant, and who you calling ugly anyway, sport, because the next sentence is, "You look like you've been smacked around with the ugly stick enough times. Fuck, you look like a live-action Joe Camel." Now you gotta love those priorities, folks. I mean, Gary just basically tells Shangi that he's stupid and ugly, and the only thing that Shangi's interested in discussing are looks. Seriously, Patrick, what are you, a fucking valley girl? So in response to that comment, Mendham wrote, "At least I look like something with a face," to which Shangi unwittingly replied, "I'd hardly call what you got there a face, more like a reddish thing that makes noise." Yeah, I'm afraid that's not gonna work, Patrick, because you see, Mendham was referring back to his comment where he said you look like an aardvark's ass, which doesn't have a face. And you said that he looks like the live-action version of Joe Camel, which does have a face. So basically, you just fucking backpedaled there. So I guess you kind of failed with that one, but hey, Mendham isn't the only person on YouTube with a cartoonish tendency to overreact. You could try your luck with Coughlin. I mean, after all, he did just so happen to call drinking with Bob a gay Muslim pedophile. And did I mention Bogter? Apparently he dated a 15-year-old girl a couple of years ago, and you seem to have a problem with that sort of thing, so maybe you could go try pestering him. Bear in mind, however, that in his country, the age of consent is actually 15, so it's kind of a complicated issue. But hey, I'm sure just thinking about it is giving you one epic outrage hard-on, or some kind of hard-on anyway. So why aren't you going after those guys? I mean, they seem worthy enough, and you got such big-ass balls, don't you? You've obviously never had any use for discretion. That much is obvious given your little incident on the C train. Oh yeah, that's right, we are going there, motherfucker. This post right here was made on the antimisandry.com forum. And the third paragraph here, Shangi writes, "I've also been dealing with some legal issues since December 21st, 2009. I had gotten myself arrested over an unvalidated C train ticket while I was on my way to a job. Because of stupid decisions made by yours truly, I ended up facing 2 charges of resisting arrest and assaulting an officer. I got the assault charge withdrawn and I pleaded guilty to the resisting arrest. The judge threw me a bone and sentenced me to 6 months probation. After that's over and done with, I'll still have a clean record, so I'm pretty pleased with that." Really, dude? How do you go and resist arrest and assault a police officer and not have your basic survival instinct cut in just as you're about to do it and have your mind go, "I am making a serious error"? How fucking retarded are you? Seriously, get a vasectomy now! And as soon as that's taken care of, sign your power of attorney over to the least inbred member of your white trash, bumpkin-ass Canuck family before you wind up signing some legally binding organ donor agreement in some last-ditch effort to stay in some high-stakes poker game with some shady group of bent government-employed Canadian doctors and wind up losing a kidney, you stupid motherfucker! Wow, 6 months probation and a clean fucking record. You always seem to get off light somehow, don't you? That's probably why you seem to think you can get away with virtually anything over YouTube, because I see you making violent threats all over the fucking place. Don't think I haven't seen you and that little 8-bit retard going around talking about how you think you could supposedly fuck me up in a real-life fight. And apparently you pulled that same shit with Federalist Films as well. Though you did say in your Q&A video that you have no actual intention of fighting me. Well, I guess a broken clock is right twice a day, because if I ever saw you at my fucking doorstep, this is how I would kick your head in. Oh yeah, that's right, folks. And you know what? I can already hear the little fucker going, "Ooh, look at that! Clyde just threatened to fucking shoot me in the head! What a psycho!" Not so fast there, monkey boy. You see, folks, me and Rith are not the only ones that this clown has made violent threats against. Just listen to what this motherfucker once said to John Paul Doran. Yeah, let's play that fucking clip.
What are you gonna do, you little faggot? Are you gonna come down to Calgary and beat me up? I'd like to fucking see that, actually. I'd put you in a fucking neck brace.
Yep, there you have it, folks. A fucking neck brace. And I'm sure the PWNZ is probably sitting there going, "Hey, no fair! That's not as bad as you making a death threat to me!" Well, why not, motherfucker? I mean, they are both violent threats, and after all, according to your twisted logic, if two examples of wrongdoing just happen to be the same on their most general level, then the level of severity is fucking irrelevant, isn't it? And since we're already on the subject of John Paul Doran, why don't we once again, for old time's sake, address this retarded little contention that you have that what I did to him was absolutely no fucking different from what you did to Teresa. I mean, sure, okay. I picked a rather questionable way to troll a guy who, at the time, as far as I could tell, was doing nothing but trolling people.
So sue me!
But for you to try and argue that you digging up some old news article about a life-threatening accident involving Teresa's autistic son and going, "Ho ho, this'll make a swell ponage video, ho ho," and then accusing her of child neglect is in any way comparable to me bringing up what John's kid might possibly think of a video of his if she saw it one day when she was all grown up is fucking ridiculous. Period. End of discussion. It's just yet another one of your retarded comparisons, and it really strikes me as nothing more than a desperate attempt by you to try and dodge criticism at my fucking expense. Do you honestly think that if some news article came out about some near-fatal accident involving John Paul Doran's kid that me or anyone else who's ever had problems with John, including Baria Blast, would be sitting here on our webcams giggling about it? Nope. Sorry, dude, but only you have that much fucking hate in you. I mean, hell, you obviously hate women. That's just an objectively verifiable fact of reality. And I know that's what feminists say about all men's rights activists, but guess what? I'm not a fucking feminist. I'm sure some people are going to be very surprised to hear that, but I never said I was. So you really can't use that as an excuse with me, motherfucker. And besides, with you, it's just so fucking obvious. I don't know what the hell your fucking problem is. Maybe your mom was one of those freaks who breastfed you until you were like 5, and then when she finally came to her senses and cut you off, you started freaking out and she had to backhand you to keep you off her tit or something. And you were like, "Wah, I hate you, Mammy, I hate you." Oh, and I'll bet she fucking hates you too. You know, I wonder, does she know about what you do on here? If she doesn't, then I wonder what would happen if, say, hypothetically, that I was deviant enough to take a page out of Graham Tucker's book, which you seem to have no problem doing, and call your mom on the phone and tell her all about how you went and pulled up an article about an accident that nearly killed some woman's autistic son so that you could laugh at her and call her a neglectful parent. I wonder what she'd think. Yeah, don't worry, folks. I'm not gonna call Shangi's mom. I'm just kidding. I mean, that should probably go without saying, but even though I'm making that perfectly clear right here and now, I'm sure the FaggShangi is still gonna go around sneering about how I've made yet another veiled threat anyway, so I might as well speculate further. Because, like, really, would anyone actually judge me for doing something like that? I mean, at least my motives would be somewhat noble, especially when you compare them to why this little shit does what he does. Some of you may remember a certain blog TV session back in August where Galen asked the FaggShangi why he would reveal someone's real name in a video against that person's will, and he pretty much laid it out.
What's the objective you're taking? What's the objective here?
What would be the objective of putting somebody's name in a video?
Yeah.
Well, to watch them cry about it, that would be an objective.
Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
You know, what can I say? I guess you're just self-centered enough to believe that just because you apparently don't have any problem with people spreading your real name around, that it doesn't matter to you if anyone does have a problem with you doing it to them. And I already know what your little qualifier for this is, too. I think it goes something like, oh, Boo Boo put someone's IP address in a comment, yeah. Dude, I don't give a shit. There is a big difference between posting someone's IP in a comments section and then promptly deleting it and name-dropping someone in a fucking mirror bomb. I mean, never mind the fact that if your boss at your job were to look up your online activity and see your videos and what you've done, as many employers are doing these days, Patrick, you would get shit canned. Just look what happened to John the Other. And to think, his videos were fucking vanilla compared to yours. But hey, perhaps you'd like to add a pink slip to your ever-growing resume of fail. Let's recap it. Your videos consistently fail in everything they set out to accomplish, your political positions are a fucking joke, you talk like a cheap Canadian Batman knockoff, your fucking nose looks like something out of a 1930s Vienna newspaper's comic strip section, you're an embarrassment to Irish ancestry if I ever fucking saw one, you're completely oblivious to when people make you look like the mongoloid retard that you fucking are, and to top it all off, your questions bitch now possesses a video of you jacking off. And this coming after you made fun of Grey Tide Show on Encyclopedia Dramatica for the same fucking thing, which makes you a bigger hypocrite than I could ever dream of being if I fucking tried. I swear, there should be a fucking penalty for that level of hypocrisy. You should be forced to have a giant billboard erected over your fucking house with the word hypocrite in big flashing neon letters with a big Las Vegas style arrow pointing down at your fucking roof. I'll bet even if that happened, you'd probably stand there going, oh, the Bilderberg group is just spreading disinformation. Seriously, you are a pathetic piece of shit, Patrick John Doran. But you're never gonna see that, are you? Because I'm sure there will always be someone stupid enough to fucking validate you. And even if there isn't, I'm sure you'll just create a few more sock accounts to lick your own asshole with in comment sections while you delude yourself into thinking that you're actually fooling someone. But to any real human being who would actually support the FaggShangi, and yes, that includes you, exiled, you can go right ahead and give this special ed dropout the best rim job you can fucking muster. But just try not to look too surprised when he farts Big Boss Calvin's cum down your throat. This is Lord Clyde of Omar, over and out, motherfuckers.